teacher Debbie. Today, I'll be going through a multiple choice question and an open-ended question on the topic of plants and parts. So, let's start. Question 1. Study the flowchart shown. The question is asking which of the following identifies parts A, B, and C of a plant correctly. Before we take a look at the options, let's look at the flowchart first. Whenever it comes to flowchart questions, it is always good to prepare a pencil and trace the flowchart so that we can identify what characteristics A, B, and C will have. In this case, I'll be using a highlighter with different colors, so it is easier for you to follow through. Let's start from the beginning of the flowchart and highlight towards A. From this green highlighted portion, what characteristics does A have? We can tell from the flowchart that A takes in water from the soil. Can you remember which part of a plant has this function? Here's a tip. If you ever need hints, you can take a look at the options we have from the table. We have roots, leaf, and stem. So what plant part is A? It is the roots. So let's write it down. Now, let's continue to look at what characteristics B will have. Let's start from the beginning of the flowchart and highlight towards B. From this yellow highlighted portion, what characteristics does B have? We can tell from the flowchart that B does not take in water from the soil, but it holds the plant upright. Can you remember which part of a plant has this function? It's the stem. So let's write it down. Now moving on to C. Let's look at what characteristics C will have. Let's start from the beginning of the flowchart and highlight towards C. From this blue highlighted portion, what characteristics does C have? We can tell from the flowchart that C does not take in water from the soil and it does not hold the plant upright. Looking at the table, what other options plant parts can it be? It is not the roots, not the stem, so it must be the leaf. And let's write it down. With all the plant parts written down on the flowchart, we are able to conclude that A is the roots, B is the stem, and C is the leaf. Therefore, the correct answer would be option 2. Next, let's go through an open-ended question. Question 2. Sandy observed the growth of a seedling for 1 week. Part A. She recorded her observations in a table, and the question is asking us to tick the boxes to indicate which of Sandy's observations are true and false. Let's look at the first statement. Light was necessary for a seed to start germinating. We know that seeds need to germinate before they can grow into new plants. But in order for germination to occur, what are the conditions needed? Remember the word wow? What does wow stand for? Wow stands for water, oxygen, which is the surrounding air, and warm. So is light a condition needed for a seed to start germinating? No. Let's put in our answer for the first statement. Moving on to the second statement. The shoot grew before the roots. Can you recall what is the structure that first appears or emerge when the seeds germinate? That structure is the root, then followed by the shoot. So is this statement correct? No. Let's put in our answer for the second statement. Moving on to the last statement. The roots anchor the plant firmly to the ground. Can you recall what are the functions of the roots? The roots function is to anchor the plant firmly to the ground and also to take in water and mineral salts from the soil. Therefore, this statement is true. Now, let's move on to question 2, part B. As the seedling grew, Sandy observed that the size of the seed leaves decreases. Explain why. Can you remember what does the seed leaves provide for the seedling? The seed leaves is the seedling source of food. Let's write it down. The question states that Sandy observed that the size of the seed leaves decreases. So why did it decrease? Will the plant get its food from the seed leaves forever? No, it will be used up eventually. So as the seedling grows, it will use up more of the stored food in the seed leaves. So let's phrase our answer together. As the seedling grew, it used up more of the stored food in the seed leaves. Thus, the size of the seed leaves decreased. Moving on to question 2, part C. The seedling died when Sandy cut away all its leaves. Explain why. Can you remember what is the function of leaves? The leaves make food for the plant through the process of photosynthesis. In order for living things to survive, what do they need? Living things need air, food, and water to survive. By cutting away all the seedling leaves, is the plant able to get food? No. Therefore, the seedling died. So let's phrase the answer together. The seedling will die as there are no more leaves to make food for it. We hope you enjoyed this video and find it helpful. Please give us a like and click subscribe to our channel for more useful science content. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.